Maybe right here. Okay, hopefully my voice is captured well enough. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday. We are 17 weeks and 5 days out, I think, from the United Champions. Oh yeah, let's see. So, quick recap on just things I did yesterday. Relaxed, didn't do anything fitness things. I had carbs with all of my meals. I wasn't tracking too much on the counting fats or protein. I mean, I was still measuring out the protein just to make sure I was eating enough protein. So I had like 3, flexible but like still like diet type of foods, basically, or clean foods. That's what I'm trying to say. I had like 3 meals of clean foods, and then we went out to eat for dinner. Went to this place called Jefferson's because I wanted wings. I didn't want to eat too much because I was like, every time I go on meat, I don't really know how much I can eat, and it's hard for me. Maybe because I'm so used to eating like these super well portioned meals, and then when I go out, I'm just like, I don't know how much I'm gonna get, and also it's a little hard. Just have trouble controlling. Anyway, I was like, asked Dan, I was like, is 20 pieces too much? Because I feel like I've had 10 pieces before, and I'm like, that wasn't enough. I'm like, is 20 pieces? Do you think I can eat that? And he's like, yeah, you can probably have that fine. And I'm like, okay, I'll just get that with a side salad. We also got 2 appetizers, both which were super heavy carbs. Like one was like loaded Philly fries, loaded Philly cheesesteak fries or something like that. And the other were these pretzel bites, and I forgot like how many pretzel bites it comes with, and I ate half of that. I ate half of the fries. I could barely get through half of the wings with the salad, and I was like sick to my stomach very suddenly. I just have issues with eating too quickly, and so I don't always recognize that, like, oh, I should stop until it's like too late. So that's just something I'm just perpetually working on, and just also something I wanted to like work on while I'm like taking it kind of easy for a couple of weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if someone told me I had like an eating disorder or something. I'm not saying I do, but there's things I do that hint that maybe I have a slight problem. And I know someone would say like, hey, you should probably work on that. But I mean, I know a lot of it is more of a self-control issue. I don't eat too emotionally anymore. It's just like, if I don't, like, I have no problem staying on the diet, being on any diet. It's just as soon as I like tear that seal off, it's just like all hell breaks loose. So that's where I need to work on, is like the self-control as I'm eating something that's off plan, and I don't know, maybe just chewing slower and really slowly enjoying my food so that I can recognize sooner when I'm full. That's probably what I really, really need to do, because I'm sure I was overly stuffed on those appetizers and just didn't notice it. I am weighing 149 today, so that's, again, a lot to go up. Obviously not healthy to be jumping up that much now. No more going out to eat for this week anyway, so I'll just be eating clean food, and pretty much just eating what I've been eating on my diet, just with carbs. For anyone, I don't think I mentioned this before, but I do really well on no carbs when I'm dieting and trying to lean out. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you should always have carbs and everything, you should keep it in. Carbs are really, really good for you. But like, I perform fine without carbs mentally up until like the last couple weeks. I have plenty of energy. I have plenty of clarity. I'm basically on a keto diet for a good chunk of my prep, and it works well for me. Anyway, well, it's not a keto diet, sorry. It's a low carb, extremely low carb diet. like almost no carb diet besides what comes naturally from like the the vegetables and like some of the fats I have. So low carb diet essentially, and now I'm just adding carbs to it. I was also eating 7 meals. I think I'm going to squish that down to 6 meals instead, so a little bit more protein per meal with the carbs, but eating a little less frequently. And I think that will be more satisfying overall right now. We'll see. It's a little bit experimental. As long as I stay within a reasonable weight range, I think I'll be okay. I just need to make sure I'm getting enough food and specifically carbs right now so that I can put on, even if it's like 1/8 of a pound of muscle in 2 months, that I can do that.
Okay, well, before I get into anything, I'm sorry if there's like too much noise in the background. There's some people in the backyard. Got some people cutting down trees and stuff, so you might hear quite a bit of sawing noises. But I just wanted to hop on and say a quick couple of things while I'm getting ready for work. First, a lot of people, or quite a few people I think, have asked me like, what's next? And kind of, I feel like there's a little bit of a expectation that, oh, she should or is probably going to do another national show, another pro qualifier this year. I'm not going to, obviously, since I didn't mention it in my earlier video about what I'm preparing for. I do think I have a shot. I always think I have a shot at getting my pro card this year, but there are a couple of reasons why I can't. Primarily, so I'll just go through the pro qualifiers that are left on the that I can do. So, Universe in July is out of the question because we'll be taking a little bit of a vacation, visiting family and friends in Colorado at the same time that Universe will be happening. So that's just out of the question. I'm not going to cancel my vacation plans and not go see friends and family and stuff who I haven't seen in a very long time. The other reason, though, the bigger reason is, like, even if I wasn't doing that, is that it's, a pretty big, it's not just a major financial cost to compete, it's also just like a big time cost to do another pro qualifier show. So like North Americans is in like the end of August, but it's in Pittsburgh, and just with the way we do things and because of our dogs and everything, like it'd be a lot to have. Like we basically drive everywhere, so that's like, I'm not just taking what would be Thursday or Friday, whenever the show day is off. I have to take the days off to like travel there and travel back. We always have our dogs with us, so I have to find like an Airbnb that's further out and allows animals and stuff. And if you're wondering why we bring our dogs, it's because one of our dogs, Ollie, is just like terrified of people, and like it takes him a really, really long time to warm up with people, and he would just be way too stressed if we left him with strangers at a boarding house. We're planning on beginning to work on that, since we're planning on getting a third dog later this year, and it's going to be really hard to travel with 3 dogs. So yeah, there's that. And then like Dan works for himself, so even though I'm taking vacation being a salaried employee, I'm still getting paid, but Dan is not. So that's like an extra cost sink, when we take off. And we always go together. I love having my husband with me. He loves to be there with me, so it's like pretty much out of the question for me to just go fly by myself. Plus, I don't want to do a show without him. Like, what if I win? I want to be there to celebrate with him, It's just, we were like a team. Yeah, and then same thing goes for the Olympia show, which is out in Vegas again this year. So I won't be going there. I was thinking it'd be really cool just to go to watch. I know Dan's not interested in, I don't think Dan would be interested in going to the expo and watching it in person as much. Like he does it because, we did it the last 2 times just because I competed at the Amateur Olympia. Not doing that this year. Don't want to drive. I think it took 3 days. I mean, like, he can do it. We can do it in 2, but I was like, I'm not sitting in the car for that long. Anyway, so yeah, that's just a long trip. So that's the long of it, just cost and time and everything. And I think another thing is I'm just not in a huge rush. I mean, I want my pro card, but I'm not in a rush to get it. Like I said, I think in my earlier videos, it doesn't affect how I train and what I'm going to do. It only affects what shows I can compete in. And if I'm going to be totally frank, it's nice in a way to be competing at an amateur level because there's just a lot more options, especially living in Tennessee, where pretty much every single show has fitness as an option. They're very supportive of fitness, thanks to Alan and Becca. And I guess technically Kelly, who is the co-chairman, I think, of Tennessee. Yeah, so I like, as far as like being able to compete, I'm in a very good spot. Do I want more of an arch in my brow today? Maybe. The other thing is that, like, I think where I'm at right now compared to some of the pros on stage, I would probably be like, I think physique wise, there are some people where I could blow out of the water. No offense, but some of the girls just don't have the muscularity I have. Not that I have a ton. And if I just were coming more conditioned, then I think I can, if some of those people were at the show, I could definitely beat them. But I still put myself, regardless, like in like the lower tier. And then as far as my like routine stuff goes, it's like, well, if I'm constantly getting second place, then that means, like, against people most of the time, then I'm still not at like that pro level essentially. So if I were to get my pro card, I feel like I would, with my routine, also be at like the bottom tier. And I would like to be more like, I don't know, Stephanie Jones, who, even though she took many, many years to get her pro card, soon after, like, she had a baby actually after, and then like jumped back on stage like just a few months after that. Soon after that, I think she got her pro card not her pro card, she qualified for the Olympia pretty soon after, twice, I believe, before she like she switched to wellness now due to injuries. But basically what I'm saying is, like, I would love that story of just like grinding and grinding and grinding. And this is kind of the same story for Anna Adams. It took her a little less time to get her pro card, but just grinding and grinding and grinding, and then being able to jump into the middle or top tier of competitors. Like, I would like that. That's what I want to be. Even though I'm not like the most competitive person, I still want to like be compared at that level, So I think that's partly why I'm like okay with not getting my pro card yet and taking my sweet time. It's because I want to just be at the top level. when I get there. Or not the top, but maybe the mid-tier. Like a mid-tier would be a good starting point. That would make me excited. You know, if I already like kind of give myself a name. All right, finishing up my makeup. All right, it is 6 o'clock. I got off work about an hour ago. I had some beef, rice, and avocado right after I got off work. Let that digest in my tummy for a bit, and now I am heading to the gym. Excited to get like a real workout in. I haven't like, you know, really pushed myself in a while. I am going to follow this slightly modified version of this program from John Meadows. May he rest in peace. The program is called like Omega Sentinel or something. It's basically a program to grow back and legs, and there's like basically it's like I think it's a 14 week program. We have like 4 weeks of working legs, and you do like 2 to 3 times a week, and then you have another 4 or 5 weeks of working your back, and it's also like 2 to 3 times a week of working the back, and then back to legs. And I'm basically only doing the back portion of that. I'm just gonna do that those 4 weeks for the next forever until my back has gotten to a decent point, or you know, until I feel like I've outgrown whatever that particular program. It's what I started with a while ago, and it helped a lot. And just following that, even that pattern of like doing my back twice a week has helped a decent amount. This last time I just kind of like I wasn't as smart about which exercise I was selecting for those 2 days. I also wasn't maybe as smart about the programming throughout the week, meaning like there are certain, I probably shouldn't have like, you know, actually no, I thought I did okay. I never really had a back day bumped up against something else that did exercise that felt bad, so never mind. Anyway, but yeah, so like the John Meadows program does require some movements and equipment that we just don't have at the home gym right now. Maybe we will one day, but yeah, so I'll be going to Max Fit, actually I'm almost there already, to work out for those days when I need certain equipment. And then after that, in order to maintain my cardio, like routine stamina essentially, I'm going to do 12 minutes of intervals. They're long intervals though. I do like a minute on, a minute off. And wow, there are a lot of people here today. Okay. Shoot, sorry. Lost my train of thought while I was trying to park. Oh, yeah. So for intervals, I do a minute on of like hard sprint or something, and then a minute off. I'm doing that for 6 reps, so 12 minutes total. I'm doing that 3 times a week right now. I was doing 20 minutes 2 times a week, plus like the couple of times, and then I did like my routine runs, like usually twice a week at least. So that's how I was building up my stamina, and that has always worked for me basically. Sometimes I'll do like 20, I'll go up to 320. Well, last year, my routine was like, was it last year's routine or the routine before? It was like super, super fast. And like, I had to really push the interval training to be able to build up the stamina for that. And so I was doing like 3 sessions a week of 20-minute intervals, plus running my routine and then doing additional sprints after my routine, just to make sure I had the energy to go longer than the routine. that's something I kind of do now anyway. That's tip, by the way. If you want to if you want to really make sure you have good endurance for your routine, make sure you can do your routine, but for even longer. So do your routine and sprint for, I don't know how many laps or however time, whatever makes sense for you. Anyway, sorry, just talking too long. I gotta go work out. After I do intervals today, I'm gonna stretch for a bit, go back to working on some back bend things, I think. I say go back because, oh no, I did post a video on it a while ago. Not a vlog, but I did post a video about me working on my back bends and what I was doing. I had stopped that for a while, but I'm gonna get back to it. I really want to be bendy. I think that'll help me with being a little more fluid in some of my movements and just for some of the changes I want to make to my routine. And I'm gonna go home. Working out and everything. It took me like 2.5 hours. It's 8:30 now to do everything. I guess that's normal. I get carried away with the stretching especially. But it felt so good to be able to lift heavy things. I was worried I was going to be a bit weak, but I actually felt really, really capable, I guess. Still have all the strength I thought I wouldn't have, if not a little more. Probably because I've been eating more the last few days, so I have the energy. The sprints were really good. Like, I mean, maybe it's because I knew I was like, okay, this is not 20 minutes. I can push myself harder for 12 minutes. I did it. I decided to just do sprints on this track that's near the gym. Only issue was that it's like doing it during like right before sundown, and so there are all these like little bugs flying all over the place, and I was like, trying to like get them out of my face, and I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch crawling probably somewhere on my hair, or some probably got in there, so gotta go home, shower real good. The back flexibility stuff I worked on at the end, I was worried I would have like regressed completely. If you don't follow me on Instagram, and you probably don't know or just never realized, even if you do follow me on Instagram, that I had spent like a good month and a half dedicating like almost every day to some back flexibility work. I was making some really good progress, and then when I got hurt, I pulled back from that for a while up until now, and I did not regress nearly as much as I thought I did, and it actually felt really good to do a back bend. So that feels good. I mean, I didn't really try to push it. Like, I didn't try to straighten my legs all the way out. My feet were pointed out a little bit, and they weren't together, but it's significantly better than where I had started at the very beginning of my like most recent back bend journey, I guess, if you want to call it that. So that feels good. I am feeling really optimistic and motivated right now. Day 1 of week 1 of preparing for Night of Champions is all good. Andrea sent me some like really good feedback on where she thought I could improve. Primarily it's around really like holding my holds and also making my skills look easier. There was one thing where she said where like my first slide into my split looked difficult, which it was. Not because I couldn't do the split, but what I was saying about the stage being grippy, that's where my shoes were extra grippy with with that, and like I knew that was gonna be a problem when I was warming up. I was like, well, we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to like put the pressure on my feet in whatever ways so that I can slide better, regardless of what the traction is like on the stage. But at least I know it's a sticky point, like literally, so that's good. But yeah, I really appreciate the feedback, Andrea. Thank you so much. And if you don't already watch her her vlogs, you should. She's got plenty of great nuggets of wisdom, and I like her energy. So shout out to Andrea. Yeah, so I also wanted to say that gives me a really good idea of like how I should be structuring some of my like fitness strength days. I'm definitely trying to move faster to like pick up more skills in a lot of the times instead of really solidifying the skills I have, because there's, you know, as even though I can do them, there's still sometimes like hit or miss, right? It's like, okay, I can maybe do it 80% of the time. And I really should be shooting for like 100% of the time. So gonna work more on, first of all, transitioning solidly into them, and then be able to just hold them once I've transitioned. Because sometimes it's like, okay, I got the transition, but I've lost my balance, and so I like get out really quick. Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday. I've already done all my usual morning routine stuff. I'm just about to get started at work, already sitting in the office. Let's see. There were just a couple of things I wanted to talk about real quick before I get my day going. So, Andrea, I think I had mentioned before that, I think I mentioned it last night, that she gave me some really, really awesome feedback and observations, everything. And then she also shared all 3 fitness routines. So she had recorded it from the live stream and then posted it. And I super, super appreciated that, because then I could really see what I was doing, what I looked like. And like, yeah, I totally got what she meant, where like I wasn't holding some of my holds quite long enough. Like, and I realized, like, because there were parts when I'm going through my routine, I was like, I'm early again. What happened? Like, I'm like, I'm early here too. Like, there's the one part in my routine where I do just like a little log roll essentially, and then I'm supposed to have like basically no time after the log roll and just go straight into my flying push-up. But I was like early, so I just did it like a killing some time for a second, and then I went into it. Yeah, there was just a couple of times where I should have slowed down a little bit, held a certain move or skill a little longer, and I think that would have like covered what she was talking about. Because it's not like I can't for just like one more beat, you know, if I held it for just one more second, I think I would have just actually met my timing correctly. I have a habit of like rushing through my routine a little bit while I'm doing it, right? Just like the adrenaline's going, and I'm just like anticipating what I have to do a little too quickly, instead of like really like drawing out everything as I should be and normally do when I'm running my routine. So I think just a little more practice with my routine and stuff would have been a little more practice doing that. Sometimes it's just a matter of like performing a few times like on the stage that can help me get over my nerves. It was the first show of the year, and and then just like, yeah, watching everyone else's routine, I think I feel the same about what I need to work on still. I think I still have the stronger strength moves, but I can execute them in the way that makes them look better and easier, as Andrea had recommended. It was interesting watching Madeline's routine, just because, yeah, I see what some other people have said to me, where it's like, it was like a performance, but also was like not super fitnessy. And I just remember her saying backstage, like, oh yeah, I just like put all the mandatory moves in like the beginning of the routine, and that way I can kind of do whatever I want. And then you can kind of see that, right? There's like fitness routines, and then there's like other kinds of styles. And it's interesting, because I've heard now some people getting feedback or being told that like you left out some mandatory moves. And I mean, I don't know how other people choreograph stuff, but for me, when I have a song picked out, or even while I'm listening to music and thinking about, oh, this would be a cool song for a fitness routine, often what I'm visualizing is like what variation of a mandatory move would fit with that part of the music, right? I'm always thinking like, oh, this would be a sick spot to do these sets of push-ups, or this music would be great to do like some kind of like high kick thing, whatever, and then go and transition into like another fitness move. So like I am like thinking fitness skills first all the time when I am choreographing my routines, and I don't know if that's how other people do it, at least in the case of like, I think the way Madeline had described her, how she had choreographed her routine was not quite that way. And that's fine, obviously, because she still won. But there's definitely a difference in the balance of the fitnessing, right? And then Melissa had her routine, at least most choreographed by Whitney, so it obviously was a very fitness type of routine also. I got my individual presentation video from Gilco last night. I'll make sure to share it here, y'all. I did put it on my Instagram, but I'll post it here too so y'all can enjoy. I think I mentioned, I don't remember if I included in the previous videos that like I didn't hold my back pose quite long enough when I finally fully got into it. Like I have like I don't know, 6 steps I have to do to fully get into my back pose. And so I did those 6 steps and then I was like, okay, I'm done, and turn around. And I should have like held it for like just a couple seconds longer, just enjoyed my time on the stage. And then I also think I could, like, I've done the same presentation. I just do front pose, like little pretty pose, I guess, turn around, back pose, turn around, do pretty pose on the other side. And I would like to start putting in a couple like transitional poses as I go into them a little bit. Like the judges have said multiple times, like don't throw in extra poses that don't fit your division. But I don't think that means I can't like put something cute, a little fun, flair sort of thing in between as I'm moving between my poses. Today is a fitness style training day, and let's see, yeah, so I'm gonna work a little bit on my front handspring, back walk over, definitely want to do that. I really want to be able to do a back limber, because in this other routine I have choreographed, I have this really cool idea of doing like a back limber and then kind of like going into, I don't know what it's called, where you're like in a seal pose but your arms are off the ground, and then rolling back up and pressing into a handstand. Basically doing like a, kind of like that move that Shelly does. One day I will be able to do this. This routine that I have, this other routine I have choreographed is for like 5 years from now, because I can't do 50% of the skills, but it's gonna be so sick when I finally can. Yeah, anyway. That is how far I plan. I just like, that's just kind of how my brain works with a lot of my choreography and routine. I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be so awesome. Like this crazy trick, do this thing, do this fitness move. And then I'm like, okay, but how many years is it gonna take for me to actually be able to do this routine? Oh, I forgot to say, I weighed in at 148 today. So that's like a pound or 2 down from yesterday. 148 is a very comfortable weight for me. I'd be happy just staying here. If I go down a little more, that's fine. Like I said earlier, I'm not trying to maintain my stage weight. That's silly, but staying below 150 is just where I need to be. I'm like light enough, have enough energy and everything. So far, day 2 is starting off good. I ate a little too much earlier today, as in I kind of like probably ate 2.5 times I probably should have. But then I didn't really eat too much after that. I did have a little bit of protein maybe an hour ago, 2 hours ago. my knees feel a little weird. Like there's a lot of, I don't know, it's from running yesterday. That might be it, actually. I was thinking like, it feels like bloated or like swollen, you know, like there's like edema there or something, but there might be just a slight amount, who knows. But I think it's from running yesterday. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday. I'm a little sweaty from doing some cardio. Today is going to be like, I'm very excited, a power push / shoulder strength kind of day. It's been a while since I've really worked my chest. I didn't really do that much this whole past season. Just because of all like the push-ups and stuff I usually do for my routine work. But since I have a goal of getting more powerful in my push-ups, I'm putting a chest day back in. I also want to get like really powerful shoulders. There is, there's one move I really want to be able to do, which is be able to start in a headstand, kip, and while I'm kipping, like lift off and like do a little clap. So my hands are off the air for a second, and then like maybe land in a handstand or come back down a little bit. I don't know. Basically, I want to be able to get some air time kipping out of a headstand. That's the goal. It'd be really cool if I could do that. I think it'd be cool. The thing is, like, I can do it, or I should say, I've done it before, but it's such a tiny little thing that it's like, you don't really realize what happens. So I want to be able to generate more power, so it's more explosive, get more height. Let's see. Oh, I woke up still weighing 148. So I am still doing good for day 3 of this. I don't remember if I mentioned before, like I have some problems sometimes with controlling my eating and stuff, especially after a show. So I'm being as intentional as possible about this first month, where like I said, I'm trying to stay up a little bit in weight, but not go too high. Random food update, meal eating update, hunger update. I'm gonna start doing hunger updates because that's a big challenge for me, is not being hungry. So after I stretched and everything, I made breakfast. For the past 2-3 days, I've been doing my waffle breakfast that has like 30 plus grams of protein, about 25 grams of carbs, and maybe 12 to 15, probably more than that actually, grams of fat. Oh no, more, probably closer to 25 grams of carbs actually. Anyway, it's a lot, right? It's a good chunk of food. And then, but right now, I think just coming off of the competition and everything, I'm just always hungry, and I would just like sit with the hunger for a little bit, like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then I would eat like a nice full salad that had like croutons and tons of protein, like it'd be like 3.5 to 4 ounces of chicken or steak. Use like avocado or macadamia oil plus some extra nuts in there. So again, another big full meal. That's what I was doing the last few days. Today, after I ate my first meal was different, just because I didn't feel like making waffles. I did, I don't know how much rice there was, because I took one of Dan's rices and split it in half. So maybe it's probably about 20 grams of carbs total, so a bit less than the previous few days. I had about I think it was 4 ounces of steak with that, and 2 hard-boiled eggs. So a decent amount of food still, just a little less than what I had been eating. And I was like, ooh, after I ate, I was like, I feel like I'm starving still. So I was like, I'll just eat a little bit more. And so I was like, what do I want to do for carbs? I really wanted to get rid of the angel food cake that was sitting on our counter. There was like a quarter of it left. I looked at the macros, it's like 60 grams of carbs, and that's it. Maybe 4 grams of protein in a serving. Sorry, in that serving I had for myself, from egg whites, I guess. So that's like, a hefty amount of carbs, but also it's like not the most filling, satiating thing. It's just like, yay, here's more light, empty calories. I was like, okay, I should eat a little more, something more substantiating, satisfying, something with more substance. So I had like another 4 ounces of chicken, had some more nuts. I don't even know how many. My little container is full of nuts. And then I sat and I just like waited for a little bit longer, and I was like, this hunger is not going away. So I had even more chicken. And then I was just like, this is not happening. This is not working out for me. I need to go to work anyway. So I packed up a bunch of food. Didn't even bother weighing it. I was like, I'm just going to pack and bring in just my like diet type of foods and let myself eat as much as I want of it. Did that. I had like a little, it's empty now because I ate it all, container of nuts. I had this giant container of chicken. I got my rice cakes and everything. I did have another similar sized container of wasabi peas, just because I wanted something different flavored. And so I snacked a bit on the nuts and the wasabi peas while I've been like doing some work. And I went and I've just been like sipping on my water. Maybe I just drink water when I'm hungry like I used to. Anyway, but I went from like, I'm hungry to, okay, I'm full. Like, I'm really full. Like, we should stop eating, I'm full. But then there's still this weird feeling of like, oh, but I want to keep putting food in my mouth. And it's a mental struggle because I don't want the food in my stomach, but I want the food. Anyway, I'm glad I finally hit full. It's a little past full, so that's annoying. I'm annoyed that it took so long and so much food to get here, because now it's probably too much food. But at least I'm not hungry anymore. Anyway, yeah, I've never like done a proper reverse diet before. That's like one of the worst parts of bodybuilding for me, is just be able to reverse diet properly. It is just, I don't know what it is. It's like I am so good on diet. I don't cheat. Well, I guess the cheat days can be a little, when I get cheat meal, not cheat day, it turns into a cheat day sometimes. Like I start quite early, but cheat meals are usually all I need. I'm fine with my food when I'm dieting. I don't mind being hungry, but man, as soon as I'm like off and trying, and yeah, as soon as I'm off, it's like, I just want to eat all the time. Why can't I be focused? Because I'm not technically off prep. I'm just, trying to maintain right now. Maintaining is apparently much harder than dieting. Does anyone else have this problem? Is it just me? Do I have like an eating issue? All right, back to work. I think it's Thursday. Yeah, today should be Thursday. Let's see, I weighed in at 150, a little hefty, right where I gotta stop. So I kind of expected that. I think I said earlier I was eating a lot yesterday, so a little too many carbs. So we'll be actually paying attention to how much I'm eating today. But you know, it was nice yesterday. I finally got to the point where I was just like, okay, I think I worked out the hunger issues. We'll see today. Even if I am hungry though, or feel like I'm still hungry, I'm gonna rein it in. And I think just for my own accountability, I'm gonna try to include more food things in my videos, just mostly for myself, and you all can help keep me honest. In the grocery store parking lot. Okay, I just worked out, did legs. Please don't make fun of my cleans. No, you can make fun of them. I'm not good at them. I don't really know how to do them. Never been taught how to do them properly. I'm trying to learn though, because I guess it's supposed to be good for me to do it to generate power. So, bleh. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, which I'm really glad about. I feel like I still have prep brain sometimes, like just still not brain altogether. Yeah, I said it like that. That's the sentence I use. Those are the words I picked to make a not good sentence. Anyway, forgot to show my very last meal from yesterday because I just forgot to take a picture of it. I had a cookie. They were these really good looking Oreo brownie cookies and also chocolate chip cookies. So I bought the chocolate chip ones for Dan because he likes them a lot. And I really want to try the Oreo brownie cookies. So took that. I ended up having probably more than I need to eat again, but not in carbs, in protein. So I bought at the grocery store for myself. So I bought for today 2 large family packs of like the Caesar salad mix. It only has cheese, Caesar dressing, croutons, and like obviously the lettuce part. I probably could have just bought a giant bag of lettuce instead to save money, and then bought the dressing separately. But whatever, it's what I did. I like it's like just the right balance of everything. Bought 2 of those, and then at Walmart, if you want cheap rotisserie chicken and you don't care to heat it up yourself later, go in the evening when they have like the stuff in the refrigerated section from whatever they made that day. It's usually like $1.50 cheaper. So you can get like some chicken for like a whole chicken, all nicely rotisseried, just cold, for like $4.50 or something like that. I have gotten it for like $3 before. I don't know what they use. Maybe the time they put it out for how they decide how much to discount it for. Anyway, but it's like freshly made that day. So I took that home and I was carving it up just so it'd be easier for today to eat. And while I was carving it, I was also like nibbling and eating. I don't know how much I was nibbling, how much I was eating. But the time was done, I was like, I'm not hungry, but I really want this salad. So I could have just had the salad without chicken, and with that probably would have been light enough. I added more chicken.
then I was very full. That is all to say, I am now 151 today. Actually I thought I ate pretty good yesterday. I don't think it's, I mean, yeah, a little bit to do with the food. But I also, I think I mentioned before, expecting my period soon. That causes bloat. I did legs yesterday. That also can cause some inflammation, which means I'm going to be holding water. Especially because I went way harder with legs than I have in a while. I will say, even though I'm 51 on the scale, still looking at myself, I'm not unhappy with what I see. You know, a lot of times I am, after I've put on some weight immediately after the show, I'm always a little like, I want my skinny lean body back, but I'm not feeling too bad about what I see in the mirror. Pretty happy with it still. Sometimes I wish I just had a little more muscle, because I think where I'm at with a little more muscle, like where I'm at as far as leanness goes, with more muscle would be like my most ideal physique to maintain. I'm not too lean right now, just a little more muscular. I feel like I'm pretty full. Like my muscles seem like they're decently full because of all the carbs and food I've been eating. But yeah, it'd be nice to just have a little more of a shape. But yeah, I think I just wanted to say that because I know a lot of other women struggle with body image issues, and it was something that always has usually been very hard for me coming out of a prep, especially if I was like really bad at reverse dieting. So I'd be really hard on myself and like have to be careful not to fall into old habits and everything. Yeah. So hopefully if you are dieting and prepping, you understand that that look is only temporary. It's just for the stage, and that how you look off the stage, after the stage, is still wonderful and beautiful. Alright, I am going to work out soon. I'm supposed to do intervals after I work out, just the 12 minutes. I want to run outside, but it is muggy AF today. And I didn't realize that until I got off work. I'm also just a glutton for, what's the word? Punishment? So part of me is like, this is great. I'm going to sweat so much and sweat so hard. This is going to be the most difficult thing to go through. But also, do I really want to be that uncomfortable? Maybe, but I did bring a hat just in case, because it's buggy outside. This will hopefully help keep some of the bugs off. Yep, I should probably get going because I gave myself a L-carnitine shot, and that stuff gets absorbed pretty quick. So, gotta go make use of it. Okay. I did it. I went outside. Hat definitely helped with getting the bugs off. It's pretty humid. I think there's just enough of a slight breeze this time. There wasn't much of one when I was getting to the gym, but there's a little breeze now, so that helped. Fuck. Doing sprints after leg day. It's not easy to push yourself. I kind of messed up my days a little bit just because I scheduled a gymnastics thing tomorrow. So I should have reorganized days around that, but
That's where I'm at now. Just gotta head back into the gym, stretch a little bit. Should probably do some abs. Oh boy. Good stuff. That was a pretty, oh my voice. That was a really good stretching session. I love stretching after I sprint. Everything is so loosened up and so warm. I can skip so many steps in my entire stretching routine. And then I did a couple of extra back exercises to work on back bends, and I feel like I'm getting close to where I had left off, so that feels great, and things just feel a little bit better. Like it's not as strained as it was before, like even before I hurt myself. And worked a little bit on back walkovers. I didn't record any of that though, so you'll just have to believe me. I was a little too scared to do it with actually lifting the foot. So I did it in like pieces, where you like go down and then kick over and stuff. I just wanted to, at least try to be balanced on one foot, like partly on one foot, so I had like my feet staggered. I don't do the opposite side very much, so I started doing a little bit, and it is so much harder for me to balance on my right leg, and my right hip is just so much tighter. And then when I kick over, I have to do a switch kick because I can't seem to kick hard enough with my left leg. My right leg just kind of comes up with it, goes whoop, and it goes, and then laps my left leg. So you gotta work on that a little bit. But overall, I would declare a successful workout day. Probably should have brought some food before going to the grocery store, but I did not do that, so now I'm going to be a little hungry at the grocery store. Hopefully I don't go crazy. I just had the funniest interaction at Walmart. So, gotten really friendly with one of the I don't know what you call them. They're like the cashiers, but not, the people who help at the self-checkout. His name is Matt. He's super friendly guy. And we were just chatting and everything, catching up since, I don't know, we actually haven't run into each other in a while. But anyway, chatting, and then like Matt has to go and help someone real quick. He does that and then I just keep checking out. And then there's this guy who just sheepishly comes up to me and says hi, my name's Kevin. How's it going? I was just like, what? I was just so confused. Where'd you come from? What are you doing? It was just it just threw me off guard. I was like, my name's Elaine. I'm doing good. And then he just walks back to his friend who's checking out and doesn't say anything. Didn't try. I was just like, what is going on? If he was hitting on me, it was the most sheepish, funny way for someone to hit on me. It's very almost felt bad for the kid. It's nothing to do with fitness, but it was just funny. I'm flattered, I guess, that someone that shy would just come up to me and try to talk to me. Good morning, everyone. Saturday. Saturday. It's pretty early for me on a Saturday. It's 5:20 right now. Because I need to make sure I am on the road a little before 7 if I want to make it on time to this gymnastics session I've got way up in Nashville. So it's like a 2-hour drive for me. Yeah, 2 hours, but you do what you gotta do, right? It's hard to find. I mean, I've got Coach Joy, but she's traveling quite a bit, teaching other camps and stuff. So I haven't been able to connect with her in a while. It's fine. It's hard to find tumbling coaches in my area because most of the facilities don't have insurance that can cover adults. So that's why I have to go so far sometimes. Like even Coach Joy is about a 45-minute drive, I think, in good traffic. So, woke up this morning weighing 152. I was honestly expecting to be like at the same weight as yesterday, but that's okay. I think I mentioned it yesterday, but I still think I look pretty decent. You know, like I don't look like I gained a whole bunch of like fat or anything yet. My shape is there, so still in like I feel like healthy conditioning, right? I think I kind of said this yesterday, I don't remember. I forgot to pull out my sunglasses. I'll grab those in a moment. Alright, on my way to gymnastics. I should be able to make it there on time. I left a bit early. Should only take an hour 45 according to Google right now. Hopefully no traffic accidents happen between then and now. Oh, I had something I wanted to say. Why do I keep forgetting? Jesus. Oh, okay. So yeah, I did some quick little posing just to see where I'm really at. And yeah, like I said at the beginning of cardio, I'm fine with where I look, you know, where I'm sitting at. Got 18 weeks, well, I guess 17 weeks now till the show. So as long as I am doing okay and not overdoing it, I think I will be fine. I was thinking even before, like I think before I was saying I'm gonna do like 2 months of sort of bumping up and building up, and then starting to cut again in September. So that would give me 8 weeks. I'm kind of now thinking maybe I want to do more of a 10 to 12 week prep, like real prep instead, so I really only have a month to hang out where I'm at and then start to cut. Because like I still really want to try to get more conditioned. I think this will be, a good show for me to just push that, because it doesn't matter too much. Like I'm doing it just for fun, so I can take that risk of just seeing like, okay, what if I just like try something and see like how far can I push, like, you know, if the worst case is that like for my routine anyways, that like I stick with the routine I have, right? And I don't, you know, I don't do all the hard things I'm imagining and thinking of doing. I don't do all the change ups that I want to do. I think that's fine. It's a local show. Whether or not I win or not doesn't really matter too much. I'm doing it just for fun and for the photo shoot. And yeah, I think this will be kind of cool to see if I can really push myself in the conditioning. And I always feel like I'm like decent conditioning when I get to show day, but it's always a bit of like a mad rush, and I want to see longer. So I'm gonna give myself, I think 10 to 12 weeks instead of 8 weeks to push it. All right, I am on my way home from gymnastics. Overall, it went really, really, really well. Let's see, Coach Lisa had me work on, well, first she asked to see my routine, so I showed her my routine. And she had me tweak my round off a little bit, because I told her, like, I'm terrible at round offs. And her little tweaks helped me so much. They feel a lot better. And the main thing for me is that I don't reach very much. I tend to just go straight down instead of reaching out in a lot of skills. So that was helpful. I mean, I kind of knew it before, but like she set up some things so I had a good visual of like what I needed to aim for, and that helped a lot. So that was great. What else? Oh yeah, she had me work on the front handspring, because I told her my front handspring is very mediocre and I wanted to be able to do a front handspring step out. And it was funny because after we did the round off, she was like, had me try to do the front handspring with, similar kind of reach and everything. And then she was like, you know what, I think you can probably do the step out more easily with the way you like to enter the front handspring. So she just had me do it basically. So she's like, yeah, just step and step. And so I did it, and I got it, and it was so much smoother, so much easier to do than a regular front handspring. It just felt so good on my body. I was just like, what? what? How come I've like always been able to do this? It was, am I going the right way? I'm not following my GPS. I don't think my phone knows where I'm at. Oh yeah, the GPS directions are not right. Probably because I'm videoing right now. Good thing I'm reading the street signs. But yeah, so that's super exciting. I'm definitely going to keep practicing that and make sure I have it solid, which, I mean, the fact that I got it every single time and it felt good means, oh shoot, this person is going, Jesus, people. Anyway, the fact that I got it right away and got it all the subsequent times and it felt good the whole time makes me feel like it's something that just was, maybe it was just always in me and I just needed someone to tell me to just do it. Let's see what else. Oh, she had me work on my jumps, so like toe touches, and helped me work on my arm swing a little bit so that it's more efficient. Meaning my whole toe touch is more efficient. We use it to have the momentum to jump and everything. Oh yeah, and then of course worked on aerials into the foam pit. She had some good cues for me, especially leveraging the foam pit. That was really helpful. So I feel like I wouldn't say I quite had an aha moment, but like an understanding of like what I should be doing better. Because one of the things with my problem with my aerials when I try to do them, so like I just go straight down. And everyone says like, no, you got to jump up and keep up. But she had a good visual cue while I was jumping in the foam pit to give me an idea of like how to stay up. So I'm gonna keep working on those. It feels like it's gonna be forever until I get them, but baby steps, right? I got these silicone donut molds, and I want to try making donuts using my waffle recipe and see how that turns out. So I don't know how much I'm gonna need, since I'm just kind of making this up. I always make it up. So I'm just gonna do extra, or what I think is gonna be extra, and then anything that's left over I'll just throw on the waffle maker and have waffles for my final meal. Oh, I should preheat the oven probably. Let's set it to, I don't know, 350? 350 is usually a safe bet. Let's do 2 eggs. We'll do a double the amount I usually make. And then if I need more, I can always add. Uh-oh. First, I'm gonna do 2 eggs. Oh, got a shell in there. Get that out. 1 full serving, 260. I'll do 200 actually first. Baby oil. Do 8 grams. Oops, that was 10. Alright, 10 grams. That's big capful, 2 capfuls of vanilla, actually. And as far as flavor, really, stuff is pretty heavy. Though, gotta be careful. A chocolatey kind of mix. Do 2 scoops of that. Do I want? Been doubling everything. Let's go with 40 grams. Alright, into the oven they go. If I can figure out the best way to carry this. Well, that's not too bad. I'm just gonna stretch it. Alright, I didn't have any left over. In fact, I have 1 extra of these, so I guess I have to triple the waffle recipe to try to fill the donuts. I guess I'll put it in for like 20 minutes, check on it, see how it is after that. Alright, here is what they look like. Not really donuts. They're more like muffin kind of things. Not a little smooth on the bottom. 20 minutes was about right. And I haven't done a taste test yet. I want to let these cool off. These look so funny. Okay, so not the right recipe for donuts. I was just trying to see if it would work out. They're donut shaped, so if that's all you need for to classify something as a donut, then it's kind of there. Definitely should just throw these in like muffin or cupcake tins instead. But I'm gonna let them cool off a bit, and then we'll do a little taste test. I forgot to hit the record button when I was doing my taste test. So you get the other half. It looks not bad on one side. Looks very silly on the other side. On the inside, you can see it looks kind of spongy, not like donut dense kind of thing, which I expected. Texture is definitely kind of more of a kind of muffin-ish, cake-ish, I don't know. Not quite the same as when I use it on the waffle maker. But definitely has like an eggy texture, but taste is good. All right, it's Sunday. Been through a whole week now. Also, I believe we're officially 17 weeks out from the Chattanooga show. Let's see, let's just kind of recap how I felt like this week went. Training, awesome. You saw some of my practice doing fitness stuff by myself and how I couldn't do a front handspring and kept falling on my back. But ended the week being able to do my front handspring step out, which was, I'm just so excited about. I now have some silly routine ideas, not silly. I'm very excited about how I want to change out my routine for the Chattanooga show. So yeah, training overall felt really good. I'm not as sore as I expected to be. I'm definitely sore, but that's good. I'm glad I not falling apart, didn't pull anything or strain anything, and I think I did a good job of finding just the right intensity for essentially my first week back. Food wise, definitely needs an improvement. I didn't take all the pictures of all the food I ate yesterday. Part of it was because my phone was just dying, and so I had it left alone charging, and I didn't bother grabbing it and taking a picture of my food. But I ate 3 cookies in total. I ate tons of that imitation crab stuff, which I realize is not great quality protein, and it's 16 grams of carbs to 9 grams of protein. It's not a real source of protein, in case anyone is wondering. Not in my opinion. It's literally just something that I used. For some reason, I used to hate imitation crab meat, but now I like it. It's like a treat. So I ate tons of that. More chicken stuff, more pasta. I started eating pasta. For some reason, I really like cold pasta with a little bit of macadamia oil and salt. That is just heaven to me. But I probably ate more servings of that than I needed to. Not probably, I did. Yeah, so I think I said earlier, I weighed in at 154 this morning, a bit much, but I'm ready to, I think, really actually be mindful of my eating. I know I said that before, but I'm gonna do it. Not just being mindful. I think I just do better when I know what I'm supposed to eat. So gotta sit down and just really write down what are my allotted macros essentially per meal. I think good and bad this week, or I should say good or bad. It went well, things didn't go well, and that's okay. I'm still not upset. I mean, today when I woke up and I did some posing with Tamara, I was looking at myself yesterday was definitely better. You can definitely see the 2 additional pounds on me right now. So, yeah, I'm gonna rein it in a little bit. Can't let monster eating Elaine come out and just gnaw and nibble and eat. Other thing is I was eating a whole bunch of nuts because I made I have freshly roasted pecans and macadamia nuts, and I love that stuff. And I had 3 different jars. One's about this big, 2 of them are about this big, and one's much smaller, a tiny little mason jar.
and I ate all of the nuts in that tiny mason jar. So that was probably like 2 days worth, if not more, of, no, I'd say it's probably like 3 days worth of like fats all eaten in one day. So that also wasn't great. All right, I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here and go do some stuff. I mean, obviously make all the cuts and do the upload. And depending on how long this video is, I might decide to do more frequent uploads just so it's less effort for me to edit. We'll see. Oh, and I want to make sure I wish all the girls who are competing at NPC Universe good luck. It seems like it's going to be a pretty good show. I think there's by my count, at least 6 girls going, maybe 7, I'm not sure. So it'll be a very, very good showing. I'm excited. All right, good luck. Looking forward to see who is going to be the newly dubbed pro this coming week. And I think it's this week, right? It should be this week. I still have all my dates confused. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.